And David, you are live on your show from Australia. Have a lovely time.
Thank you, Debbie, and good morning from Australia. It's been a bit of a rainy night here, and I actually put my laundry out. I know some of you don't have you have laws against putting your laundry out, but here we encourage people to put their laundry up and dry it naturally with the sun. And usually we have so much sun out here, but last night there was rain, and I heard it during the night. It was I love the sound of rain during the night, so it was sort of really gentle and lovely. And yet I was kind of, oh, did I really? Why did I put my laundry out? Because I looked last night, I was thinking, oh, should I? It's not going to rain. I'm going to just put it out there because it was quite a dry evening. And I thought, oh, it's really dry. There's not much humidity in the air. This is a good time to dry my clothes. So, anyways, welcome everyone. Please write in your comments. Please like and share the show, and let us know if you'd like a reading. Let us know any topics you'd like me to discuss. And it's it doesn't seem like the world is slowing down, so there's always a lot to talk about. There's always many things in the stream of consciousness of our reality, and often I talk about a range of topics in the 3D and 5D realm, how to transcend things that are going on, and also simple concepts of what are we fearful of, because often it comes down to fear. And I was thinking about something which sounds, I know a lot of people in our society, they have this antithesis, or they want to avoid ever thinking about death, or ever considering death. And that's one of the realities in Buddhism that is embraced, and it's kind of death meditation is an important practice, just to say, all right, we're going to die. All right, let's just accept that, and then we can live our lives a lot more peacefully and a lot more passionately. So I believe in that kind of sort of, how would you call it, that wisdom, or that approach to life. There's a word, framing, how we perceive reality. I believe in that approach, and actually seeing that our life has an end, has a beginning, has an end, and has a purpose. And Kaylee, welcome, Kaylee. Where are you, Kaylee? And thanks for sharing. And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way, and that's why I was thinking about this topic, because it certainly in our society we all want to be ever youthful, ever young, and I'm just touching my face. We want to be perfect and fit, healthy, and we want to be these incredible ever young, forever young specimens. So Kaylee, you're in London. That's awesome. Lots of energy in London, and I've been there a few times. And Kaylee, so you feel it's scary to die, and I wonder if we could think of birth, align birth to death, because they're similar transitions. The one is entering, the one is exiting. They're doorways. So you enter into a doorway of birth, and you exit into a doorway of death. And perhaps we can look at what the nature of that fear is. Is it that it's going to be painful? Is it that it's that your life will end as you feel your life is, or is it that perhaps you don't know? So perhaps we can explore those ideas, and I can share some insights. And Jocelyn, welcome. Lovely to see you, Jocelyn. Welcome back. Um, we're just discussing this idea of life ending, and how to manage that, and how to contemplate that, and how to live your life with that sort of as something that doesn't need to disturb you, hopefully, but it can be something that you gently accept. And I wonder if we could I wonder how you feel about that, because Kaylee feels fearful. Kaylee feels fearful, and a lot of other people also feel the fear. Is it because you think that that's final, the finality of it? Because I know that there are a lot of people who don't like being in this world, or are suffering a lot being here, and there's a lot of suicide. A lot of people don't want to be here. So it isn't necessary that everyone wants to be here. And I wonder if we do have this instinct to be alive, to preserve our lives. We do have a certain instinct, but I wonder if that's part of our consciousness of being alive, and what we can do to gently accept transition, gently accept, well, that's just part of life, is transitioning towards another world. And we could view that in a positive way, and in fact look forward to it, perhaps, well, not necessarily look forward to it, but not resist it, because there's a lot of resistance in the collective, and I'm always wondering how that came about. How did it come about that we all have this collective consciousness of fear towards death? And thank you, Andrea, for sharing something that I'm sure would have been really difficult for you. And a lot of people, you're not alone, a lot of people are like that. There is even shame about such things. So people have have shame around these kind of events. And so I really appreciate you sharing, and it really helps to discuss this. And I think when we can discuss it, it brings it onto the surface. We can bring light to it, and we can bring more consciousness, and either transcend it or uplift it, raise the vibration of it. And I'm just reading your comment, Kaylee. Scary to die. I was in a coma last year, but I do want to be here. And I think you're just gone, but still feel your body and see your body, but trapped after dying. So I'm just trying to understand that after you transition, you think that you feel trapped. So you've had a real intense experience, Kaylee, and perhaps you were close to dying yourself, from what I understand. And people do have differing near-death experiences, and that's also such an interesting topic, the near-death experience. And Andrea, I really appreciate you sharing. I lost a friend about a month ago, and it was a friend who was actually living in this apartment, not before me. He was living here before me, so we had a connection, more than, it's hard to explain that connection. There was some kind of, I mean, we knew each other physically, but we shared space. I even worked with him. So we had a lot of energetic energy in common. And Kaylee, yep. So contacts, I believe in ghosts and psychics. Lizzie, I don't think you feel your body once you're fully transitioned. Well, your body is something that is transient, that does pass away. Your soul is what continues. So your body is here for ephemeral purposes. We have this vessel of our consciousness, or vessel of our soul, is with us in the short term. And Andrea, that's something really difficult, and I think when we talk about these things, it helps us process them and helps us also realize we're not alone and other people are experiencing the same things, and it really helps the collective to bring this into the light. And Kaylee, I believe they contact. Yeah, there's definitely a spiritual realm, and Lizzie, well, certainly I hope not after the passing my brother had. I'm sorry to hear that, Lizzie. I don't quite understand what you're saying there. But people, I believe there's a certain consciousness around death, how we pass away, and there's a certain ability on this side on this realm, in this realm, on this side of reality, there's a certain ability to mold our experience, as we pass on to another world, harmoniously or with resistance, with fear, with anger, with whatever other emotions. So there's a range of emotions one can experience. There's a range of experiences one can go through in the dying experience, in the dying process. It's not a single experience. So when we think about it, we're thinking almost about maybe a friend we had and what they experienced, or an aunt or cousin, or some experience, a friend that we came close to this idea of death, this idea of transition. And we're applying it to our ideas of what this process is like. So the process of dying is different for each person. And we do have a consciousness of being able to affect that experience. And also the confusing level is as a soul, we have chosen a certain transition. We have chosen that. So there could be lessons that we need to learn, that we need to, and also lessons that we need to teach other people. So sometimes someone is suffering and you can just look at the context and go, they have all these family members around them, and there's something going on here, because everyone's sort of creating a whole scenario out of in this experience. So it's co-creation, and I'm not saying that with any judgment, because I'm not judging these experiences, and I cannot say what the soul is choosing to go through. That's the soul is saying, all right, this is what I want to experience. It's not a negative, it's not a positive, it's simply usually some kind of lesson. I mean, I like the word experience, because the soul is sitting there with a toolbox and going, all right, well, this is what I want to experience. And it may not be that there's a particular, in our consciousness we can understand that, because we don't really understand that so well. But if you can understand from a different level of consciousness, well, why would a soul want to go through that? What are they learning? What are they getting from that experience? And that's hard to relate to sometimes in this human dimension, in this human realm. And Lizzie, this is something I don't understand with suicide. Is their soul meant for that? It's a big topic, because there isn't an absolute answer, and that's why I would just say to you, there isn't an absolute answer. There's many timelines, there's many possibilities, many potentialities for your life. Generally, before your life, you choose your life experience, you choose the nature of your experience, particularly things like, well, these are my parents, this is where I'm going to be born, these are the circumstances of my life, I'm going to be born male or female, I'm going to be born with these abilities, these talents, these opportunities. So there's a lot of these kind of choices that you're making. You're picking your life before you're incarnated. Now, there can be possibilities of dying or of checking out different timelines, but there is free will. We always have free will. So everything's not decided, like the whole of the world is just going to go in this direction. It's not like that. We always have this co-creation, this free will capacity to influence our experience, influence our environment, influence our life. Because here I am, I can drop my hand, I can lift it up, I can wave a picture. I have that ability as a human being. That's what being a human being is. We affect our environment. We can change our thoughts. We can change our reality. So suicide is something where people are suffering and they choose to check out, and often people do not succeed, and there's a huge lesson in that. And so I've heard of people having significant near-death experiences via suicide, where they really got enormous clarity about their purpose in the world, and they came back renewed and refreshed with a much greater sense of understanding of their soul journey and what they're here to express, what they're here to do in the world. Because I think that's often a missing ingredient of not feeling connected to the life path, feeling a bit disconnected from other people, perhaps, and from ourselves and from our unique purpose. So the really important to find your unique purpose. What is your soul here to express? What is your soul here to do, to experience, to be in this world? So ultimately, we get to decide, and we cannot judge other people for any decision they make, because that's their decision. And some of the decisions we're not going to like. We're not going to like everyone's decision, but ultimately, when someone makes a choice, we must be really compassionate and understand that where that came from, why they would make that choice. And people's suicide is born out of suffering. People are suffering, and that it may be something that has this shame attached to it. That I mean, suffering is something we can understand, and the level and depth of another person's suffering, we don't always understand that, because we live in our reality, and you think, oh, why did this person do that? Well, step into their life, see the world through their eyes, and then you have a very different insight, a very different perspective. But from a soul level, coming back to that question, where am I now? So, Lizzie's comment about the soul. The soul has many choices, and the soul isn't so bothered by oh, okay, I tried that, it didn't, it worked in this way, or it worked in that way. The soul is not that concerned. It's just, all right, well, we'll come back again. All right, well, we'll go left or we'll go right. All this emotion and tension about the human life is really something in we have in this world. From the soul perspective, generally the soul is, all right, great, I'm free. I'm free of the body. This is wonderful. So the idea of death being a sad thing is also something that it doesn't need to be sad. It can be neutral. And what I would like, in a way, is for it to be a sense of joy, of completion, because I feel like we can frame this as something wonderful, that we celebrate a person's life and to celebrate their journey, their achievements, all that they've come to do and experience, and shift this from all this sadness and grief and I feel like it's a consciousness that we have in the human realm, this fear and shame about this, trying to hide people, trying to hide it away, trying to, instead of just seeing it as normal. I feel like if we bring normality to it, then it can be more harmonious, and sort of people can even die more effortlessly in terms of just transition peacefully without all the drama. And of course it's really important to clear all the karmic issues going on as much as we can. Apologize to people, come together with them, create peace and harmony in your world and with each other. That's all going to help. It's all going to help, so we can go in peace. We can all go in peace. So creating peace between each other, I think that's also a helpful aspect. And I'm just reading Jocelyn. We make our own destiny by choosing the path. Either it's right or wrong, because wrong doesn't exist. It's just life experience. And that's a really important point, Jocelyn, because someone can dive into a ditch, fall in a ditch or whatever it is, and that is an experience, and there's not a right or wrong from another perspective, from another realm. They just fell into a ditch, or they just that's that experience. But there are choices that I would say there's definitely choices that are more skillful, more wise than other choices. But that is also a bit of a judgment, because we cannot always say what's going to work. But you can certainly draw certain boundaries around people's choices. However, they're learning. Even someone who is a murderer is learning something. So. But it's very hard to be neutral about that kind of topic, or say that right and wrong doesn't exist. But from a certain level, it doesn't exist. However, from this perspective, that is quite challenging at certain points. But the murderer is learning the lessons that need to be learned, and maybe that was their choice. But I believe in free will, that we can always override that. We can always make positive choices and make the world more peaceful. And Jocelyn, that's really beautiful, Jocelyn, this idea of celebrating someone's life. I really encourage that, to celebrate someone's life. And just remember this idea of grief. A lot of it is like a cultural scenario where we believe we should be devastated. We believe we should have all these feelings attached, and the more we can accept life and accept that life is impermanent, that it's short-lived, I believe there can be a sense of peace that we are able to get to. We're able to get to a sense of peace about our own mortality, about other people's mortality, and we don't need to be sucked down into really difficult emotional territory, where we can actually can let go and allow things to be, with, if that makes sense, with acceptance in our heart. It's I know it's not easy, and maybe it's controversial to say that, but I believe it is possible that we can have acceptance in our heart and allow things to be without resistance. And Lizzie, I'm sorry to hear about your brother. And that would be a tremendous freedom for him to have been free of the body. That would have been a great sense of freedom. And there's the idea of sadness in a way. Perhaps it's like, well, they're not here in the world anymore. They are in the world. They are alive. They just have in a different vibration, a different energy, and they're just as alive as we are, and generally so happy and free. So such freedom. So Michelle, good evening. Where are you, Michelle? That's a beautiful picture that looks like a moon. Really beautiful. Jamie, and thank you, Jamie, for coming. Welcome back, Jamie. And does anyone have any other comments or questions? I think we talked a lot about this idea. We'll do a quick meditation. And then if anyone does want some readings, please put in the comments section. Great. So we'll just have maybe 5 minutes. It's a bit unpredictable how long these meditations last. We'll do about 5 minutes. And Michelle, you're in UK. That's awesome. I think it's getting quite late for you over there. Late at night. And Lizzie, that's great. And Kaylee, I've been unhappy for so long. I don't understand why. I'm still here. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Kaylee. And a lot of people share that experience. So you're not alone. There's a lot of us out there who felt the same. And I myself have often been unhappy. So it's not even like I'm talking about other people. I can talk about myself. And you're still here definitely for a purpose. So sometimes the more hardship we go through, the more we're here to help others. So that can also be part of it. And Michelle, 11:30 in England. All right, so we'll just do a quick meditation. I think it will help shift the energy, and then we'll do some reading. So you can feel free to share in the comments section. I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes, and if it's safe for you to do so, please feel free to follow along. And just gently connecting yourself to your feet, to the ground, feeling the support of Mother Earth. And as you do so, becoming aware of your body, the body in which you are vibrating. Just gently scan your body, feeling your energy with your awareness, with your consciousness. Now, taking a conscious breath, becoming aware of your breathing. Just settling into your consciousness, feeling a sense of peace envelope your mind and body, allowing your breathing to be an invitation to go deeper and deeper within, into a deeper sense of stillness and peace. And as your breath starts to expand effortlessly, Staying conscious of your breath, aware of your breath. Starting to feel yourself accepting all parts of your life, every aspect, whether you have resisted it, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, accepting it, allowing it to be without resistance, accepting all aspects of your life, all people in your life. This world is a theater, as Shakespeare said, and we are here to play and experience and play. When we get caught up in judgment, in turbulent emotions, in taking life too seriously, taking people too seriously, we disconnect from our sole purpose to be and experience life. And these meditations help us reconnect with our life journey, our life purpose. Simply breathing with awareness helps us come into peace, come into balance, enabling us to accept all parts of our life, chosen and unchosen. Letting go of all resistance to life. And as you let go of resistance, allow this to permeate throughout your body, throughout your being, so that all of you feels relaxed, in peace, in harmony. All parts of your body coming into harmony. All parts of your being harmonizing. Gently coming into your heart space, into your hearts. And as you breathe, breathing in love. Underneath all of the other stuff was love. Reminding yourself of the love that you are. All inner problems can be solved through love, through remembering and honoring who you are at a soul level. Through raising up your vibration. Placing your hands over your heart, touching your heart. Being grateful for being in this body, being in this moment, connecting in this way. Being grateful for being in this life, in your life. Starting to move your hands and feet. Stretching out your body. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes, massaging your face, your head. Bringing yourself fully back. All right, so we're gonna do some readings now. Welcome back. I think we'll start with Kaylee. Katie was here first. All right, so just clearing the energy, Kaylee, and I'm gonna pick a couple cards for you. Just looking at the bird, it looks like a beautiful, beautiful white bird carrying some leaves. Looks very peaceful. I know white doves are a symbol for peace. So Kaylee, you're bringing peace in the world. Peace to the world. All right, Kelly. So just gonna pick a card from another deck. Looking around for my other deck. I don't know where it is. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Some decks sort of come and go into my life. Let's just see. Okay. All right, Kaylee. So at the moment, you're experiencing a lot of anxiety. That would be the word. Yeah, there's quite a sort of worry card. Yeah, so I'm seeing a bit of distress, worrying about things that are causing you a certain amount of discomfort. So you're experiencing more stress. So I'm happy you came on the show today just to meditate together and help us practice perhaps a little bit of shifting of that energy. Um, but what you'll notice is that outside the window, the storm is is kind of far away. It's not close to you. So in a way, you sort of things are more distant than you realize, and it's just important to shift your energy into your heart, to relax your heart, to get more in tune with yourself. So that's the current card. Definitely a lot of sort of perturbation, a lot of unease. But there is a really positive card for you, Kaylee. Something is brewing. Something is brewing within you for this. It's almost like a transition. It's almost like you're going through some kind of you're going through a journey, and there is light on the other side of that. There is. It's almost like the answers are in the temple path for you, in more seeing your life in terms of spiritual evolution, seeing this as soul growth, soul experience, and using this to galvanize you, using this as fuel, instead of just sulking or staying in that negativity. Um, actually seeing the temple, seeing the garden, seeing your spiritual destiny unfolding, because your soul has a purpose in this lifetime. Your soul has chosen this, and I feel like this is what you have to do as your part of your soul's process. This is definitely a karmic path, and you are in the right direction just by coming here. And the fact that you are still here, that's progressing. Things are moving. You may not think they're moving, but you are moving in the right direction, and the choices you make are going to be important for your life, for your personal growth. And I feel like the lights around the temple represents the spirit world. So there's an access to angels and guides and spirit helpers who can assist you, because there's a certain ability for you to call on them and be open to their inspiration and guidance and wisdom. So that feels like a really positive outcome, but it does feel like you need to walk away. So you do need to make a change. So that's clear in this. In the next card, you do need to walk away. It's time to let go and move on. So your lessons are going to come in courage, in closing a gate where there's a certain comfort, a certain but it really feels like it's time to shift and make this change. I do see more. I see both mysticism and study. So it's like I think what's happening here is you're studying mysticism, and that's how those two are together. There's a mystical, some kind of mystical path where you're studying and engaged in that, and that's going to bring you the answers that you're seeking, and you'll find it in yourself, and then you'll be able to guide other people along the same journey to find their own answers, so help them become empowered. But remember, there's an inner world and outer world, and you are ready to walk away from the old and move towards something new. Really affirm work on your affirmations of being safe and comfortable, and there's just a sense of releasing soul patterns and contracts and things from past lives. There's a sense of needing to liberate yourself, of needing to become unshackled by these energies, because it feels like it's like you've gone through a lot of energies, and they're all thrown at you from your previous soul patterns. It's all coming at you, and you're here to detox. You're here to let go of all this, which is it's a difficult part. So I really see a need to use the energy of fire to release the old stories, the old blockages, because these have come up to be healed. It really needs. It's really time to clear these pens, to look at them in the eye, to look at them deeply, and release them. There may be some vows and contracts you've entered into as a soul that it's time to release them. And remember that these labels they're all just labels. They're kind of a bit, I mean, there's some use in them. However, they're just labels. They're not really all that real. So they may feel real, but that they are just labels. So I would encourage you to see through that, or look through that, or look beyond that. And thank you, Kaylee. I wish you lots of love, and it's definitely a courageous path. So we're getting a lot more requests here. Okay. I'm just going to go with people I haven't seen before in the show, because they're, new people. And so let's go with Rose. I think, let's go with Rose. Rose. Okay. Now I'm getting a bit confused from your name, Rose Bill. Okay, because that's a couple. That's a couple. Yeah. So I'm getting a bit confused. Maybe you could just explain. Because I feel like it's a female energy, but it's not really clear from your name or your picture, because that's a couple. So it really helps if there's a clear picture and name. If it's a couple, it's going to confuse things. But let's move on to Andrea. And just clearing the energy. So there's very interesting cards around you, Andrea. Very interesting energies. It really feels like there's strong spiritual support coming through for you. In fact, there's a card that jumps out is Metatron. So maybe do a search about Metatron. Metatron is an archangel. I'm not sure if you've heard of Metatron, but this is really to do with the vision. So it's a vision card. So you can search for Archangel Metatron to find out a bit more, because that actually popped out. I didn't pick that card. It jumped out. So Metatron's here to knock on the door and say, hello, I'm here. You could focus a lot more energy on here, on the vision, but this is about getting clear with your life, clear with your vision, clear with getting clarity about where you're going, what you're doing, what your purpose in life is, getting an expanded vision, broader horizons, allowing new perceptions to take hold. So now is really time to focus your personal vision and get really clear. So you can focus your energy around this right here between the eyebrows. That's really the point of insight, and where it's called the sixth chakra. So that energy is coming through strongly for you. There's also an energy of fertility coming through. That can also be a creative energy that's asking you to create, to share, as a beautiful bright orange energy coming through. So there may be projects that asking for self-expression. Can also be about love and sharing love with others. It's a beautiful orange color. So I feel with you there's a little bit of blockage here, and it's important that you visualize the energy like a sun that's expanding around your navel, that's allowing more intimacy and allowing you to let go of any fears and sort of self-limiting beliefs, because there's a lot of overthinking as well. And I feel like it would help you just to get into your body every day, to do something like yoga, go into nature as well, go out, because there's definitely too much thinking going on with you, Andrew, and you just kind of need to get into your body, get into nature, get out there, stop thinking too much, just to get you in balance. That's really important. So really open your heart to your experience. I'm going to use another deck and see if there's any other message that's coming through, Andrea. Okay. I'm just catching up this readings. My last name is San Miguel, Saint Michael. All right, so I'm just going to pick a last card for you, Andrea, and I think let's just pick a last card for you. Okay. So this card is calling for a shift in old patterns. It's saying it's time to break the old patterns, and so there's a real call, perhaps, why you've come to the show, to break the old patterns and to do something a bit different, not quite the same as you've been doing before, shifting the energy. But that's what's coming through, Andrea, and thank you so much. I'm just getting a bit overwhelmed by all the comments, so I'm sorry I didn't see all your comments before. And so Rose, I thought that was you. I just got a bit, I wasn't sure with all the names. All right. Assel, welcome back, Assel. Great to see you. Jocelyn, I'm not sure if we'll have time for you today. My preference is always for people who haven't had a reading before, just because of the nature of the show. But you can always connect with me through my social media. And Kim, is that a bird in the background? Yes, those are birds. And it's not my bird. Those birds are free birds. So I've never had my own sort of pet. It's an interesting topic. Maybe we can talk about pets, but I feel like I'm happy when birds are free, when animals are free, and they're definitely not stuck in cages. I wouldn't like to put a bird in a cage or anything like that. We have a lot of birds that can be quite noisy. I quite like. Oh, I definitely like them. Sometimes their noises are a bit funny. So these ones are. I think these are, what are they called? They look like parrots, but they're quite big birds. Also, I don't think we're going to have time, unfortunately. We're just going to do Rose, and that will be all we'll have time for. But you can contact me on my social media, and I do have a PayPal link and a heal.me as well, where you can set up a personal reading. And Kim McGaw, I'm thinking of something else. They look like parrots, but I don't really know too much about birds, so maybe it is that, Kim. Thank you. And Kaylee, I'm just reading. Sorry about that. So thanks for sharing that, Kaylee. And Lizzie, also thank you so much for your comments. Jocelyn, thanks for coming in. And good luck, Jocelyn. Just running out of time. I'll see if there is time for you, Jocelyn. All right, just clearing the energy and coming back to Rose. So let's tune into Rose's energy now. Unfortunately, there's a big F over your face, Rose. So I can only see I can only see your eyes, a little bit of your nose. Yeah. All right. So Rose, let's have a look at Rose. So thank you, Rose, for coming in. I'm feeling a bit of anxiety around you, like a bit of worry. It does feel like you're a little bit disconnected from yourself at the moment. Like you need to kind of have some rest and rejuvenation. Some actually just be alone would be good, because it feels like you're taking on too many energies around you. There's a mission that you're forgetting in your life, that spiritual mission that you kind of forgetting as well. So you have a double mission here, or you have many missions. We all have many missions, but you are reminded that you're not just here for other people. You're also here for your own spiritual alchemy and spiritual transformation. So that's really important, that you're here to shift shift the alchemy of the planet, the energy of the planet. But really, it's important that you take a moment to rest, to ground yourself, to be away from too many people. That's going to be really important. There is a star connection with you, Rose, and they're coming through and saying your unique presence is required on the planet right now, but not, it really says something that you're not caught up with other people too much. So really acknowledge your autonomy, I would say. And you can be the purest, call on the purest of light and be the purest source of energy. You can be a channel of higher consciousness in the world. And there is value. There is a value card coming through. So there is a pathway for you in terms of more, in terms of your career. There's some kind of potential for you on the other side. So there's new, there's definitely a new beginning or a new opportunity coming for you. I see a couple of doors opening for you. So there's going to be an unexpected opportunity, and that's going to bring you more abundance, and that's really positive. Definitely take some time to rest and rejuvenate. That's important. And really look after yourself and make sure you are in balance, because when you're giving to everyone else, it can also deplete you. So make sure that you also give to yourself, and lots of love. So I'm not sure. We just had someone writing all these comments. I'm sorry about that. I'm just clearing the energy out. I'm just going to pick one card for you, Jocelyn, and then we'll finish the show. Just a quick card. Trolls, yeah. Unfortunately, sorry about the trolls. And thanks, Kaylee. All right, so just one card for Jocelyn, and then we will finish the show. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for all your contributions. It's been really, really interesting. All right, so Jocelyn, these cards are telling me that although you do have financial constraints and things are quite tight, there is an invitation or an opportunity to connect with spirit. There's a purpose in how this has been for you to connect spiritually. It does feel like you need to walk away, though, from certain ideas you have of yourself. It feels like you're blocking yourself with that. It feels like you need to walk away from close the door behind you, and it may just be that you had a sense of yourself in one dimension or one way, and it's just a belief or a pattern that needs to be liberated. And you do have you are ready to make that change. So it's time to move on. There are the financial constraints that is pulling you towards spirit. That is a doorway opening for you there. So it may seem hard, that there is a purpose in there is a purpose in this. You've needed to come into more of your own power, to more access to spiritual wisdom, and to live in the peace of that spiritual abundance. So there's, although the financial constraints, that's like cobwebs, just realize that there is energy is moving towards you, flowing through you, and there is a purpose in this experience. Well, thank you so much, everyone. It's been so lovely to see you, and lots of love to you all. And we'll see you again next week. Bye.